Hey, y'all, welcome back to a brand new episode of Real Chatter Podcast. As always, it's your girl, Je-Ree, joined with,
Ashley Sheree here. Hi, everyone.
hey, we're back to talk about TV. We actually pressed record early.
Oh, look at us.
We always chit-chat. Like,
We
oh
do.
my God, I think we met in person, what, like maybe once? It was
It was once. Yeah, it was just once. Okay. So
but
quick
we are
tidbit.
like old friends, though. It's just like, yeah,
And Jersey girls like through and
yeah,
through. Quick tip, we could have met twice if we would have. I can't be a shy girl. I know that's kind of like crazy to see it, but in person I'm kind of shy. But
yeah,
we actually met one time when we, met, Taviana and them for
yeah,
a soap opera event. So yeah.
yeah. That's so funny that you said we could have met more than once because I remember the first time I went, it was the first Sprina live event, and I'm sure everybody that watches know who Sprina are. I don't think we got
Yeah.
any new viewers that know who Sprina is. And so when we were in New Brunswick at Stress Factory, I remember it was sorry, and like people were coming up to us, and they were just like, this one girl was like, "Hi, oh my God, you're Sprina Love," and I was so nervous to talk to you, and I was like, "What?"
Like I'm a person, I'm normal.
And I was like, "Is this a famous?" Like, no.
Like, ooh.
No. But like it was just so funny, and like people were just saying it. Like a couple people, how they were just nervous to come up and introduce themselves because I was,
I mean, you made
just so
yourself
heavy
known
on
on Twitter,
Twitter.
girl.
Yeah,
Okay, you made yourself known.
I was so heavy on Twitter, and I was just like, "What, girl? Yeah, just come up and say hi. What the fuck? Like, I'm not tapping out. I'm not looking. What you think I'm gonna do?" So it was just so funny.
And also, like, I have to admit, like, you were probably like one of the nicest people that I ever met. So,
Oh,
like, when we met in April, I think it was April of
yeah.
last year when we met, you were super duper nice to me. And I was like, oh my God, like, thank you, boo. Like, that's like literally how I felt. So,
So
like, it's so crazy that
funny.
people were like nervous
Yeah,
about like
because I have
introducing
like this reputation because I'm so blunt. So it's like either you like me or you really don't fuck with me.
one or the
So
other, and it's
it's
okay.
one or the other, and it's completely fine if you don't fuck with me because I'm very brash and like
Hmm.
I just say what it is. Like we would be on Discord and like the actors Discords and people would just be lying. I would just call them out like, "Why are you lying?
Yeah,
You
girl,
tried.
would
This is what
you?
you said before."
And see, and I was never into Discord like that. I would just like, and then people be like, it would be like a full blown, like, I don't know, something just, I was like, you know what? Let me just exit stage left over here. So,
The people
like,
that
you're,
didn't fuck with me would like get into arguments with me, and they would just be like, well, I'm gonna tell Nicholas that you did this." I'm like, "Okay, tell him." Like
what?
he did it. Like
I'm grown as hell. Tell him what?
I can't be here just like you. Like, I don't care. Like, and it would be so funny because Nicholas, like, I can say this now because this comes to that. Someone went to Nicholas Alexander Chavez DMs and tried to complain about my behavior in Discord.
Girl.
And he never told me this because he just never. I had found out about it like right before one of my one-on-ones, and I was like, "Oh, is he gonna say something?" And he didn't. He never said anything to me, but he told the person like, "Oh yeah, people are like these two people are in my DMs trying to complain about Serena Love," and it was like he
Two people
told
at
that
that.
person, and he was like, "I don't care." Like he said, they just don't get her. She's great. I love her. They just don't get her sense of humor.
Aw.
So like, you come to tell me how she's acting in Discord, I don't care. And I just thought that was so funny because I was like, y'all really tried to like go around.
Tattletale, he's
I
not the
don't tell.
teacher.
Yeah,
At the
like,
end of the day, like I just can respect you more if you come
yeah.
to me and just like, yo, I'm really not feeling what you said.
And
So
I
like,
said that in Discord. I have said y'all if that's why I don't talk to certain people in the fandom because I know I rub them the wrong way. Not because I don't like them. I just
yeah,
know they don't fuck with me. So
yeah.
I have yes, I have always said if you don't like what I'm saying, just cool, I will never speak to you again. So, but like, so you run into Nicholas, and then the thought of you thinking Nicholas was going to like try to kick me out.
Reprimand
Yeah,
me. This I'm grown as hell. What is he gonna
yeah.
do?
Like, and I don't want to say this, but we'll say this. Like, if we keep it at 100, if Nicholas had favorites, I was on that list.
I mean, like if we're being real, that is true. So
Yeah,
like, and then I say if people have favorites, I'm one of Miss Jackie's favorites. So
right. Like, and I'm not trying to brag. Y'all know I've never been like, I know Nicholas Alexander Chavez, that's my best friend. Like, I've never been
yeah,
like that.
no, but it's just
But
being honest.
yeah, if he had a list of favorites, I'm not saying I'm the only one. I just know I was on that list. So
Yeah.
like he was never gonna kick me out.
Yeah, like it is what
Yeah.
it is. We're grown ass women and you can either confront me or just like nick say me. And that's cool too. Either way, like
Oh,
you said, there are some people who, for me personally, it's not my cup of tea. And I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
right.
We don't have to commence, we don't have to talk because at the end of the day, I've been fortunate enough to meet people who I do really like vibe with. Like we
Right.
actually talk outside of this Twitter and Blue Sky stuff. Like let's if I'm going to
Exactly.
keep it a buck. Like
Exactly. Like
like
I
I
have
have met people out of the state of Jersey. So like you know what I'm saying? Like
real
nah.
friendships. Like you can call me up, you need something, let me hold $20. I need
Word.
something, let me hold $20. You know, like that's and we've met through Spencer and Trina's General Hospital through this online stuff. So that's
Yep.
exactly how there's like real friendship. So that's I was like, if you don't fuck with me, I'm cool. Like y'all not paying my bills. I still have a husband, I
Nothing.
have a daughter. This isn't like my online
A
persona is
life,
in
you
real
know?
life. Yeah, it's not.
It's not
So
that gonna be all.
for real, I don't know how we got into that, but it was just
Yeah, so but we're here.
well, we're here.
Also, really quickly, before we start talking about our shows,
Yeah.
I just have to say I rule the day of whoever decided that CNN could buy the Luther Vandross, okay, documentary series.
I didn't even
Why
know.
in the world would you allow CNN to buy that? So now I can't watch it on none of my streaming services, but apparently, like, it might be on HBO Max, but I gotta wait. But I don't like that ish. Like, if it would
I
have
didn't
just
even
been
know
on
they had a
Hulu,
thing. I didn't even know they had a documentary coming out with CNN. So you can't get like CNN Plus. I don't think you get like
not
just
CNN Plus. No, you have to like literally have CNN to watch it. And I am so pissed off about it because
yeah.
I heard that it was literally an amazing documentary. And
Oh
like I'm an
God.
R&B girly. I love R&B music. Like, and plus, I mean, it's Luther. He's a freaking legend.
That's
Like,
all
I
I
want to
care
hear
about it. Yeah. I don't
everything
care.
about it. And like unfortunately, like we're not able to see it because we don't have CNN. I mean, I have all of the streaming
All of them. That's why I was like, there got to be a CNN Plus that I just don't know about. Like
girl.
Freestyle. Yeah.
They said that you gotta wait. You gotta wait for HBO Max. I'm like, are you freaking
Wow.
serious? Like, I'm so distraught. And I've heard it was a really, really good
That sucks. Boo
documentary. So
CNN. You should have had that on Hulu same day streaming that it premiered. Boo on you.
boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. I can't believe them. Like they're literally scraping off their viewership by doing that. Shame on
Yeah,
them.
I used to watch them heavily back and I want to say the Obama era, and then like when Trump
Mm.
first took office, when I was kind of almost like thinking I was a political commentator. And now I don't. I've decided that that is just not good for me mentally.
Yeah,
Like
of course.
January 20th, that inauguration, it's not happening. Like I figure if I don't
I'm
do
gonna celebrate
anything, it's not
MLK
happening.
Day.
So I'm not doing
Okay.
this. So I've stopped watching CNN, and I've heard that they've kind of changed. Because you know which site, you know which news sites are liberal. Like Fox is Republican, and
Yeah,
MSNBC
very
is
conservative.
liberal. Yeah. So you know which ones that you will want to watch because that's the news. You're supposed to watch all of them, but I can't stomach Fox News. I
I
really just
can't.
can't
It's just too much. Yeah.
stomach the lies. So yeah, I had to stop. I had to like remove myself from those news sites. It's interesting that the family or the estate or whoever's in charge went with CNN. Maybe CNN was
Yes.
unfortunately the only network that was interested. I'm like, damn, BET didn't
That
want
would be
to do
crazy compared to like, you know what I'm saying?
TV
Like compared
One.
to like Hulu
Yeah,
and just so many other ones like CNN, CNN.
I know. I'm
Really?
like, TV One didn't want
Even
that, BET
Netflix.
or Netflix didn't want that. Yeah. But speaking of Max, this is a good segue. I
Yes.
I had put in the writers group chat and I had put on Blue Sky and I did a
The Pit.
review. Huh?
The Pit.
The Pit. That show, which is now streaming on Max. They have dropped the first two episodes. I was like, these new medical shows this
Are
fall,
hitting.
winter are like hitting. They said Grey's Anatomy, what bitch? Retire.
Who?
Retire. They said
Like we
new
coming for the
kids on the
crown.
block. Yeah, right. Did you watch it?
Yes, I actually did watch it. I watched the first two
Did you like it?
episodes.
Or am I
I did
tripping?
like it, but
Okay.
I still need a little bit more. One storyline kind of grabbed me a little bit more than the other. And it is the one where the young, well, actually, it was a couple, if I'm being honest. See, god damn it. So, like,
Yes.
it was, but what really stuck out to me too, and I'm just kind of wondering how it's going to play out. The white doctor, when the black patient, the older black patient was so nice to him and he was talking about, and they
He
were
thought
like,
he was asleep.
yep.
He's dead.
Yeah.
And it ended on him giving CPR, and he's not. He was like, "We got 3 rounds of epi," and it ended. And I was like, "No!" I just was like,
Yep.
"What's going to happen with that patient?" The premise of this show, is it's 15 episodes, but it's one shift. So each episode is one
Oh, that's
hour
why they
of their
said
shift.
hour.
That's
Okay,
why I
got
said
you.
hour. So this is literally this whole season is gonna take place in one shift, one day or whatever. And I'm like, that's
Wow.
so interesting.
What's gonna happen? It reminds me of 24. So like
Okay,
even
yeah,
yeah, even when 24 had, the hourly thing, so much happened within that hour with Keeper freaking Sutherland. So
yeah,
like I'm wondering what's gonna happen with them in that hour. And I'm also intrigued with the black doctor, the black woman
girl.
doctor who's
I said this in
pregnant.
my review. Is she pregnant by Noah Wiley's character?
Girl.
Or they had maybe like a one night stand, they got drunk or something like that, and they're not in a relationship, and she's like, "Shit, I'm pregnant." Or the
Yes.
doctor that died, whose anniversary it is of the death, was that her father, and maybe she blames him for the death because there is something going on between
It's
them.
It's something. Thank
Yeah,
you. I thought I was the only one who felt like it was a little chemistry there, but I thought
yeah.
it was like bugging a little bit. So like, okay, so
I'm like, what
bet.
is going on? Because at first I was like, oh, something's definitely going on when the cop was flirting with her, and I was like, oh, he don't like that. But then he was like, oh, he seems nice. So I'm like, what is it? They must have had
Yeah.
a one night stand, and now she's pregnant. Like, I had to
Yeah.
figure this out because Max, unfortunately, this is why I can't believe Max. Max told me I'm not. Je-Ree Reviews Media is not well enough known enough for screeners, but yet they'll send me Game of Thrones. I'm like, Game of Thrones, the pit. Like, Game of Thrones screeners, but this ain't no. We can't send you the pit. Girl,
Stop.
network. I don't know. Like, huh?
That's weird. Maybe
That's
because it's like a
weird.
newer show.
Maybe because
Because
it was
how
a newer
dare they? Because
show.
they sent you House of Dragons? How
They
dare
sent me
they?
House of Dragon and they told me no for the pay. I was like, but y'all sent me House of Dragon. I don't argue with the networks and the PR. It's different PR teams for different shoes, and they decide who
Oh,
gets the
okay.
screen. Yeah, they decide
Oh,
who
okay.
gets the screeners and who doesn't. So I'm just like, but when I request them, I say, hey, I already have a pre relationship with you guys. We follow the embargo rules. There's no issues. Thinking they
Yeah.
would be like, oh, okay, we send you screeners for another show. You should be good. No. So it happens all the time. Sometimes I'll get Netflix, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get CBS,
Yeah.
sometimes I don't.
Just
So
depends.
it just depends on who is in charge of that. But I
Yeah.
really like that show. I really do. And then like the asshole doctor, I was like, oh, he's an asshole. But then he was like, he got a wife and kids. I was like, but he's such an asshole. How does he have a
Yes.
wife and kids? And then,
Oh, sorry to
yeah,
approach. I want to know more too about the med intern who fainted and her mom. They really didn't give us
yes.
much to know like what's her role or anything. I'm very intrigued by that too as well.
Yeah, and then the blonde girl who was like from the VA, who's very chipper, who's pissing off the asshole guy. But she was like, I just need a minute. And then when she went out and started rapping Meg Thee Stallion, I said, okay,
Yes.
I'm never turning this off. I'm never turning the show off. Yeah. And what really got me was when they brought that homeless man unzipped his jacket and like six rats hopped off his shit.
Woo!
I was like, oh, boy.
Ah,
So I really, if you can't tell, I really like the pit. And
yes.
speaking of medical doctors, though, did you watch Doc with the doctor that had the car
Yes,
accident? You
I
like
like
that one?
that show
I told you
too.
the medical shows are killing it right now.
Killing it. And I was like, my first thought is like, who is your ex-husband? That's all I kept thinking about. I was like, who is your ex-husband? I'm already rooting for the exes to get back together. I don't like her with the young Meg guy.
You don't
Like,
like
get
it with
out of
the young
here.
guy?
So
Oh,
I think I'm more prone to the silver fox daddy. So
yeah.
like,
That must kill him. Could you imagine? Y'all just said I love you, and then she cannot remember you. Ah,
yeah,
but
he's going through it.
his
But
little
you
friend
already
has a
know me,
crush.
Jeree. Like, if
Yeah.
I don't care about the person, I don't care. So,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, move on, and trying to get her family back
Crush on him.
together.
His little friend that she don't like got a crush on him. You could tell the little Indian doctor. I don't know their names yet, y'all. These are like
Yeah, we
first
don't.
episodes. I don't know their
First
names.
episode. And
They
I'll
got a
be
little
her.
cute black doctor in there.
Yes, and I also want to know their relationship, like, because he said, like, I became a doctor because of you, but they didn't specify. So I'm like, how did they know each other? Where did this
Right.
come from? Like, what? I need to know. And I'm also excited that homegirl who was also in How to Get Away from with Murder is
Mhm.
in it too. Like, I love her, so I'm excited about this show. I was waiting. I remember when they dropped like a trailer, and I was
And I
like,
was like,
"Dag,
oh, yeah,
mixed
that's
season."
different. Yeah.
So
These mixed
yeah,
season premieres are killing it. I am interested too because this is an opportunity, and like her best friend said, like you have a rare opportunity to just do this shit over. Like,
yeah.
and she doesn't know that they all hate her because they was kikiing about her losing her memory.
Yo,
I was
that was
like, is this high
insane.
school? Like,
Yeah. But also, as someone who's dealt with a lot of grief and also helped people through grief, people manage their grief in such a different way. Spoiler, one, two. If my son died, yeah. Okay, like I'm a full-blown bitch about it here. That's my child. So,
Right.
and I think like unfortunately people expect you to move on so quickly. Sometimes it's not like that. You build up the walls and that's just what it is. And but also I do understand it doesn't give her the right also to kind of take it out on,
The
the
staff.
people who work
Yeah.
with her. So it's like a double-edged sword. So I
It
feel
is.
you, sis, but get it together too.
We get together. And it's true that like marriages, when they lose children in
Woo!
any type of way, it's very hard for them to survive that.
Eh,
So
I've seen
it's
it.
real. Yeah, it's real. That's like real that they will divorce over because they can't come to
hmm
terms. And even especially when it's something like medical, they're both doctors. They probably couldn't figure it out. I'm sure we'll get more into that
Yeah.
as the season goes and through flashbacks of how that whole marriage and like her relationship with her daughter is strained. Maybe he
Yeah.
just like really didn't talk to anybody. And I don't know if you a bitch to be at work, then like it's Cardi B forever. But like I can't like you lose your memory. I can't make fun of you. Like, of course you're still with your husband. And then I would have pointed out, I'd have been like, y'all, could you imagine waking up thinking your son is dead and then you learn it
Ooh.
live and then you learn that your son is dead? Like she got it,
Mm.
like that's
You got to
crazy.
relive that grief
You
all
gotta relive it.
over
Yeah,
again.
like they could have cut her a little bit of slack, but
A
she
little
kind of
bit.
being real nice to the nurse. And I think
Yeah.
that nurse is kind of like almost maybe I feel like they all gonna get used to her being nice and then her memory gonna go.
Of course. Like, and
Yeah.
that that's a telltale sign. Oh my goodness. Also, like, wait, I don't know. Do you watch Will Trent too?
I don't. Everyone keeps telling me to watch Will Trent. I started, y'all. We were talking before we pressed record. I started the rookie. So after the rookie, I'll get to Will Trent. Yeah, why it's good.
Okay, so we'll put a plug in that. But I
Yeah.
have to say I did like the first episode. I thought it was gonna be like a 2 hour
Mhm.
season premiere, and I was disappointed that it wasn't, but whatever.
It's
ABC.
a cop show. Is it like monkish
It's
where he's like a weird cop or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Okay.
like I think it's like maybe like on a spectrum,
Okay.
autism,
Yeah.
Asperger's, like something of that nature. But yeah, and he was in a foster home growing up, didn't know his parents, things of that. So
Yeah.
I do like it. I do have a bone to pick with them, and I will never forgive them for killing. Well, I can't talk about it. But those of y'all who know, you
Yeah.
know who I'm talking
They
about.
just brought on Gina Rodriguez for this new season.
Ugh.
Because we post the news, so that's how I'm aware of certain shows, even though I've never seen them. And I'm like, we don't like Gina
We
Rodriguez.
don't. And I hate that for me. I hate that for me, especially being as though who they killed off. And
Yeah,
now you bring this one like the next season. I'm kind of hurt by it because he
yeah,
actually really did have chemistry with the one that they killed off. So like it was a real bummer. So I'm still
uh,
like processing
yeah.
that whole
I
tidbit. So
hope
yeah.
that. I was gonna say, oh God, it was like so much. Oh, the Abbott Elementary crossover with Always
That
Sunny.
was so cute.
I I've never seen an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I use their
Hey,
memes, their gifs, and all that. But based off this crossover, I was like, oh, maybe I'll check it out if it's the same type of comedy. Because those comedies, I really love those comedies, like New Girl-ish type funny shit. But that was it was a cute crossover.
it was so cute, and there were just so many like nuances with it, from like Ava making him go and do her like bidding for everything, and then getting the new jumbo screen, to the other girl flirting with
Oh
Gregory.
my God. And getting Janine so mad. I was like, girl,
Yeah,
fuck that. When she
stand
was sitting there
up.
taking stand up. She was sitting there just taking it. She's like, oh, but she has a crush on you. Girl, fight back. That's your man. Like,
That is your man, man. This is not no joke. Like that is your boyfriend. Like let's keep it a whole buck. Like
and you're
even
from Philly.
Barbara,
You're
even
from
with,
Philly, like acting like rolling over on
yes.
that girl. And a white, no shade, but a white girl, you gonna let a white girl?
Your man had to step up and be like, nah, no, girl, you step up. Like back up. Like what?
No
Girl.
offense to our white viewers. My husband is Caucasian. I'm not even lying. He's
She's
Caucasian.
not.
Yeah.
And even like Barbara, Melissa's like teaching oh boy like how to read. Oh my God. A former teacher here. So that just brought back like so many memories for me. I was just like, oh
It
my
was so
God.
funny when he was struggling to read, and then he got moved up. He had a moved up ceremony, and then he still said they're playing ghosts instead of guests. That was so funny. I was like, Quinta is a genius. Also with Jacob's whole thing with his brother,
Yes.
They were leaving, and she cut to commercial right before he said, "It's always sunny in Philadelphia." That was cute. I was like, "This girl is a genius." I heard their ratings, and I double checked. I heard their ratings are not doing well this season, and
Who?
Abbott's is down. Their ratings are down,
Are
and
you serious?
they keep switching the times. And y'all,
Oh.
that is a death sentence for sure.
Why did I hear something about over the break that it was a spike?
I just know they're down from like their regular viewership, and I don't know if that's just because these long breaks, or I don't
Yeah.
know if people are just now from season 3 to season 4. I don't know if people are just like, I'll just wait for Hulu, or I don't know what it is. But
Hmm.
I did cancel my live TV. I was like, why am I paying like $300 in cable? And plus the streaming. I'm like, I'm paying
Yeah.
both. That doesn't make sense. So I canceled my cable. Jill, I was like, all I need is internet, and I have every freaking app to watch
Yep.
every show. So I just worry because y'all know
No.
Abbott has switched days, they have switched times, and it's like
Yeah.
when they start doing that on networks, that's no
Hmm.
bueno.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, and I'm like, but Abbott is so popular and just gets nominated every year for Golden Globes and Emmys. I'm like, they can't, right? I'm like, ABC would
Man,
never, right?
I I don't put anything past
I
ABC, but
don't.
then again, also look who's still there.
Yeah,
Grays. So we have a
yeah.
chance. We
I know,
really
like
do have a
Grey's
chance.
ratings can't be amazing after 22.
No, they're
Yeah,
not. So
yeah.
like, oh my goodness. Also, I don't see. There's been so many like mid-season shows. Did you watch Shifting Gears with Kat Dennings?
I saw the preview and just knew it wasn't gonna be me. The laugh track, the laugh track laughs. I can't.
You
And I'm
can't
like,
do it.
it's 2024. Like, either put a real audience in there or get rid of the laugh tracks.
Gotcha. I
And
just like Kat.
yeah, but I don't know. Tim Allen is losing me politically.
Yeah, but you see who I mentioned, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also when I watched the extended like 2 minute preview, I'm like, they basically just keep giving him his home improvement character with different names.
And swapping out the kids.
Swapping out the set. It's like
You get two kids, one kid, three kids. Like,
the same fucking character. And I'm like, just reboot Home Improvement at this
yeah, if that's
point.
what you really want. But
That's what you really want.
they ain't coming back. They would probably have to kill the wife if I'm being
I
honest.
mean, they would have to kill Jonathan Taylor Thomas's character. I had to think of his name. Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's a
not
cut.
at all anymore.
Yeah, it's a couple characters that have to kill off. Ugh. So yeah,
What's the last
that's
thing he
right.
did? Lion King? Yeah.
Yeah, ooh, gotta let that go there.
Yeah.
Yikes.
No, I mean, they could
So
never bring that back. Yeah, and I was gonna say, was it one of his other sons, like the oldest son always in trouble legally or
yep,
something?
yep. Always
Yeah.
yeah, so I think we could give up on that.
Yeah.
They have to.
Did
So
you like it? I know it's a black
um,
guy in a wheelchair. I know that black guy. He's always on shows, but I don't know his real name.
yeah,
Which
no,
is
I know
so
he's
sad.
definitely in it, and so is
Yeah.
what is this, Sean Scott Williams or whatever. And I
Yes,
feel
yes.
like they're gonna get the character that Cat plays in him together. Something,
Yeah.
when you watch as many shows as we do, we can kind of tell like what couple is coming.
Yeah.
So that's a couple that's definitely coming. I just really like Cat, and I also like I did appreciate them going the spin of like his wife died. So she, and their whole bond was just based off of the mother. She allowed that bridge to happen because Kat Dennings' character was not effing with her father, point blank,
Right.
period. So they're trying to figure out that way to kind of get it back together. So I kind of appreciated the spin of trying to figure out how to move, past the past problems that they had in a relationship and get back together because she was not effing with her dad at all. He like
Yeah.
literally it was like he could kick rocks, but now she broke up with her husband and she needs somewhere to stay. So of course you're gonna go back to your
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah.
Like
Of course. Of course.
that's
I,
just how it
yeah, I
goes.
feel like it's Tim Allen, so they'll let that last a couple seasons, even if audiences don't really tune in because it's Tim
Yeah,
Allen.
clip.
So,
Yeah, so
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
a staple for like ABC for some
He's a
reason.
staple for it. Was just like they let the Connors go on for a really long time, even after they fired Roseanne. I was like, who the hell is watching the Connors?
I was.
Oh,
But then I stopped after a little
yeah.
bit.
Remember Roseanne? I mean, we were young. I can't be like, oh yeah, I was watching Roseanne. Like, but I just know of it. I've seen episodes. I can't
Yes.
quote anything, but so Connors, like, it's like it's like one of those shows for me, like Shifting Gears, Connors, Wonder Years. It's on that type. I'm like, ABC is
Okay,
really,
Wonder Years I couldn't do that. Yeah.
they're really trying to bring back the era of when they were like on top, and it's like.
The ship
Okay,
has
but can
sailed.
y'all throw in Family Matters? Y'all own Family Matters. Can y'all throw in the Black show?
Yes, I mean, but it was ABC. They didn't really have too many like that. Ugh.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. TJF, they only had Family Matters, really. So I was like, bring that back. All
Well, hanging with Mr.
hanging with
Cooper,
Mr. Cooper. I was gonna say
and that was like about it.
every single cast member of Family Matters is still alive, except the grandmother. So it's like, what are y'all waiting for? I think it's Julia White. I think he's the holdup. But it's like,
And well, his little comment
I was gonna say,
about, yeah, so I'm just like, don't you one thing you're not gonna do is call living single of all sitcoms hood. That was never a thought, like ever. Even Martin was in hood. I mean, did you see like Pam and Gina worked at a marketing company? Are we really like
I was gonna say to call live a single hood when you had lawyers,
a
advertisers,
magazine
yeah, a
owner?
magazine owner,
Like a personal shopper, stop. And
and
they
you,
lived in like a brownstone in Brooklyn,
yeah,
stop, double full stop. Like I
the
was
only
so upset with
hood
him.
one would have been Overton, and he really wasn't. He was just the
It was
super,
the handyman. Also, and
yeah,
Kyle was an accountant.
an accountant, yeah, wearing suits and long coats and a briefcase. Like, like I
Yes.
don't know what's going on with Jaleel White right now, but if maybe
Yeah.
we throw enough money at him, he'll get it together. He'll put on the
Word.
glasses or something like. I'm like,
Word.
the kids need it because my daughter is revisiting old shows like that. And I probably said it on this podcast before, but I'll never forget when she came up to me one day and she was like, Mom, on Hulu, I'm watching this very, really old show. I
Not
can't think of
very,
the name
really
of it.
old.
Yeah, she was like, it's really old. I was like, girl, what show? I think it's going to talk about Golden Girls or something because like, I love Golden Girls. And she was
Same.
like, the show with the black nerd. And I was like, girl, family.
That was only the 90s. That is not that old. And like, pause for the freaking cause. I was watching like in the 90s freaking what is the show? Alice, Kiss My Grits. That's old. Rhoda.
Sanford is
That's
Son,
old.
Family Ties. Those are old shows. I told
Those
her,
are like in the 70s.
yeah, I was like,
Like
girl, that's not old. I was like, Family Ties is from the 90s. I was like, how old do you think I am?
I'm insulted,
Right?
okay?
But like the kid, she liked that show. She watched it, and she was like, she always says the grandmother reminds her of our aunt, which would be her great aunt.
Oh, I love that. But
Yeah,
I do love like how these younger generations are creating resurgence for the shows that we like really like loved and
yeah,
like rocked with. I've heard like actors will say too, like young kids will come up to them talking about their shows. And I know that has to mean a lot to them because
it does.
like that's not a thing. Girl, before we get in it, I'm sorry, yeah, we had so much to talk about, but we have got to talk about two on call on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Go on
Please.
call, go on call. Yeah, we got like 8 minutes left. Go ahead, on call. I haven't watched it yet.
You didn't want see now that
I
takes all
didn't
the fun
watch
out
it.
of
I've
it.
been too busy watching the damn rookie reruns.
Stop with the rookie.
I know.
There's too many good shows, good
I'm
new
trying to catch up on the
shows.
rookie so I can be current on the season. But was on call good? It was 8 episodes, right?
There's
Um,
eight. Yep.
Kay, Kay, who's a writer for the website. I gave her the screenshot she watched and she wrote a review. She liked it.
It's so good.
Whoops. Hold on, Ashley.
I'm in,
We
yep, of
lost.
course I froze.
There you
So
go. You're back.
I'm like, of course you. I was like, of course I froze.
Yeah.
No, like it's really really good. They are paired with Dick Wolf as well. I saw his name, executive producer. So when you have the opportunity, definitely watch. It's about basically a cop, like a cops in there. So one cop does die, and just how that cop's death just transforms in so many different ways, especially for the person who trained her. Torian, who used to play in Pretty Little Liars, is in it. And it's so crazy seeing her as like this tough cop like role.
It's the girl from Pretty Little Liars. I'm thinking of the key art in my head when I had to post the review. Yeah, that is her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's her. That's her. It's so good. I definitely recommend it. I was working my per diem job and I just watched like straight through 8 hours and I really enjoyed it. So it was I don't know what is in the milk. I don't know what's going on, but these shows that they are dropping now are eating. They ate, okay? 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8. 8. All of them, like everyone that we've talked about so far.
Mhm.
I would have said that for freaking Luther Vandross documentary too if they would have let me watch it. But
These
it's been so
mid-season
great.
premieres are doing what needs to be done. I'm like, TV is trying to come back.
Mm-hmm.
It's streaming too, obviously, but it's just this. I mean, it's almost like the writer's block has
Yep.
ended, and they're giving us fresh and new ideas. So we're not saying stuck on season 26 of Law and Order. No disrespect, no disrespect to Law and Order. I am a SU I'm sorry SVU
SVU.
fan. Yeah. I mean I'll leave and come back. I'll leave and come back to SVU. But like I know I love Law and Order. I work in the legal field,
Yeah.
but like it gets stale. As
You
Kiki
need
said,
something new.
you need something new. And like, how many medical shows can you do? How many police shows can you do? And they're doing it, but they're giving you new, fresh
Yeah,
characters.
View takes. Yeah.
2024, yeah, or 2025. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I feel like TV is back.
TV is finally
Movie,
back.
I don't
Because
know.
you
Movie,
already know we were dealing with it with like no television. We was in a drought. Yeah. I was like, oh my goodness. I started watching Sisters, from the old show Sisters. So I was,
that was a long winter break. That's why I started like I was watching One Life to Live. I was stuck on old One Life to Live episodes, and like I was like, damn, did I put on Tubi? I didn't go that far.
oh, if you watch Tubi, watch Soap. That is an old freaking classic. Okay, it's like a parody of soap operas, and
Yeah,
it's just still funny. Oh my
yeah.
goodness, it's hilarious. It's on
I
Tubi.
almost put on because I went, you go through the streaming apps trying to find something to watch. You pay all this money. I saw, I think it was Peacock had 21 Jump Street with Johnny
Yes,
Depp. Hollywood.
yep.
I was like, damn, should I restart 21 Jump Street? I used to have the DVD, so I've seen all of
All
21
of them.
Jump Street. Yeah, and I was like, I haven't watched that in so long. Should I put that on? Like, I was just looking for
Always.
stuff to watch.
Oh
And
my
I'm so
goodness.
happy TV is back. I'm so
I'm
happy.
so happy. And just like old shows like that just bring back memories of like childhood. Like, of course, because we were watching reruns too. It reminds me of like
Mhm.
jumping on the bed. Also, quick tidbit, when I used to watch A Different World, I used to scream at the end when Aretha Franklin screamed too. So
Yeah,
my family members used to be like, my mother said, "Do not do it," or they would just mute the television so I couldn't do
yeah.
it. But like
Different world.
memories. Memories like that, like you need it. Also because they're supposed to have a reboot. I know they're in development where Dwayne and Whitney's daughter is actually going to Hillman. So
Oh yeah, they had
um
something about that a while ago. Yeah, I wonder if
yeah.
that's still going on. I would love that. That's why I
So
said you could reboot some of these black shows as well. It's like we love Full House and they reboot
yeah.
the show and they reboot that show. And I'm like, y'all forget about some of the black shows that used to make the 90s. Wayne's
Okay.
Brothers, like I said, Family Matters,
I
One
mean,
on
different
One.
world we just
Yeah,
talked about.
different worlds.
I'm
Sister, sister, like
living single,
living
like, but
single.
I think like people also want them. You know what I'm saying? That old nostalgic of them, whereas we're a different world makes sense because she left when she was pregnant. So like it will make sense. Like, but I do feel like even with living single, Tal and Maxine had a daughter. So
Yeah.
like they could do that too. I and also it just needs to be well written. So Yvette Brown Browser, like, girl, get the pen,
And I
sis.
feel like I don't know who I gotta talk to. Do I need to call up Jada Pinkett Smith? Because she was like on the last couple of seasons of that. And it's like, girl, you need a kind of like a PR image change, you
Yeah.
know? And I loved Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. They could do no wrong to me. That's their business.
Still can't.
Yeah, that's their business how they run their marriage. I don't care that he fired
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock. He told him to shut the hell up. Chris Rock always talking
Keep
smack. Okay,
his
that's
wife's
between them.
name out his
Yeah,
mouth.
that's
Yeah.
between them. So I'm like, girl, you don't do red table talk no more. They done canceled your show probably because Will
Yeah.
slapped him. I'm like, so bring back a different world. Put your name behind it. Y'all have a whole production company, all this money in the world.
Yeah. I
Y'all
mean, they
calling up
rebooted
Beyonce and Jay-Z. Link up.
and they rebooted Bel Air, which was actually really good too. Like I
Right. Oh yeah, they
really
did do
enjoyed
Bel Air,
it.
duh. Yeah, they did.
I did enjoy that. I mean, we got one more
Was
season left.
canceled,
I'm
yeah.
happy.
One more season is canceled. And they one final last season of Harlem on Prime.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Also, there was a show too. I forgot the name of it, but it was like Black Girl Friendships and it was on Stars. I really liked that show too, and they had canceled that. And that was really, really good too,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, what's her name? Got a movie coming out with Kiki Palmer and SZA. Oh my,
Yep.
what's her
I
name?
don't know the name of it, but I know exactly what you're talking
She
about.
did. She did Insecure, and I cannot think of this. I'm blanking on her name, y'all. Issa Rae. Yeah, y'all know. Who I'm like, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Issa, you talking about
Yeah, yeah.
Issa?
I guess, I don't know if she directed it, but her production company is behind it. I don't know the name of the movie, which is really
Yeah.
bad
But
with
it's by
our
Hood
jobs.
Productions,
Yeah.
Hood Ray Productions.
Yeah. And they're doing that press tour and that movie's coming out. So it's a lot of, different type of stories with different type of characters, people of color and all that. And black and brown. I'm very
Yes.
excited. I'm very excited.
Get into it.
Get into
Okay.
it. Yes. Support.
Yes,
So
support.
that's all we have for today so far.
Yes.
Oh,
This was
really, really quick.
great.
We got like a minute. Cooper Cock was robbed at the Golden Globe.
Ah!
Monsters went away with swords. Which was fine, but I told you I was very excited for Shogun, and Shogun swept. They got every nomination they were nominated for, every award they got. So that's what I mean by like different stories, different races, different
Mm.
people. That's a whole Japanese story, and I'm so excited for, that.
Congrats to
Yeah.
them. Kudos.
Yeah. So thank y'all. This was fun. We're on time.
Yes.
All right. So until next week, y'all, we are out of here. Keep watching TV. See ya on Spotify and YouTube. Thank you.
Yes. Bye.